his name will be, mentioned for the next 100 years or something.
Why not?
And it's misspelled.
Is it really?
It's misspelled. Yes.
No.
It's not how you spell Pharaoh.
Pharaoh is misspelled.
But maybe that's how they spell it.
The owner's son who registered the horse misspelled the horse's name.
That's
So now he's gone in the history books misspelled.
No, but that just then becomes his name.
Yes. Okay.
We can't look at it like that.
But Rand Paul's
funny.
name.
I don't want to punish the horse.
So in
The
Brookline,
horse doesn't know.
so Brookline, the town meeting was voting about bottled water.
Yes, they did.
What did they
Yes,
vote?
did. They voted that the town will no longer buy bottled water.
Where were they buying bottled water for?
No, they were buying
From
bottled.
bottlers. What do you think?
No, they're
Not
buying
where, but what? Like, in what? Where were they buying? What was the purpose?
offices and one thing and
They
another.
were giving
and,
out the
and-
bottles at
and-
public events.
and,
Okay.
and you
Right.
know,
You could buy it.
DPW crews and et
Okay.
cetera, et cetera. And basically, I mean, this is the town that outlawed plastic bags.
I'm going to have to give Brookline some credit for
So-
this.
Yes.
So
Well,
they've
maybe,
done that.
Maybe.
Speaking of Brookline, we had a lovely graduation ceremony
Yeah,
yesterday, directly out in front of our studio here.
What-
And
Did you get an ice cream cone afterwards?
I did not get an ice cream cone. They were in fact selling
I know.
snacks and,
Yeah,
and drinks and one thing and another. And it was very hot in the sun, but
How many people?
the sane people were under the trees. I have no idea. There was quite a large class, so
Yeah.
that was funny. They said they weren't going to have enough seats, and so people were asked to bring their own seats, and people responded so well bringing their own seats that
Sofas?
there were 100 rented chairs unused set up on the
That's
field
pretty
people
funny.
Could have gone.
because people were so good at that. Anyway, it was very nice. Joe Kennedy was the speaker.
What do you say? Anything important?
Well, I don't know. I couldn't understand him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Joe needs. I asked several of the graduates, and they said they could more or less understand him. But
They were close.
ironically, Joe, with his whole family history and his 3 years in the Congress, does not know how to use a microphone. He needs instruction because he's a very engaging young man. His interesting line was, "I didn't graduate from Brookline High School, but I understand my doppelganger did."
Oh.
And the students instantly said, "Conan, Conan." But first of all, he had the microphone directed towards his breastbone, which is not where he's speaking from. And he's very engaging, which means he kept turning to engage various parts of the audience. And every time he would turn, his voice would drop out.
That's in that movie, What there was a dance, singing in the rain.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. The first talkie.
The first talkie. Every time she moved her head she had a microphone sewed in here, and every time she moved her head to talk to him or the star or somebody else, and out comes the producer yelling and screaming, "Cut! Cut! Cut!" It was the same thing that he's talking about. You'd think that Kennedy would have remembered that.
Well, that's such a.
Why don't we get him on the show and we'll
need to talk to him
He
about
needs
this.
instructions. He
Yeah.
needs instructions.
Why don't you call him up and ask him if he
Send him
wants
an
to come
email.
on the show?
Anybody out there who happens to actually be interested in this, what you do in those circumstances is you aim the microphone towards your mouth, and then if you want to look at the people over here, you sort of shift over like this, so you look at them like this, so the microphone's between you and the people you're turned to. And you want to talk to the other side, you do the same thing. And then
It's
your voice
invaluable
never
knowledge.
alters.
Why don't you call him up and see if he'd come on the show?
Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, we could try that.
Yeah, he might like that. He could be talking to 7,800 people.
Yes.
You could tell him.
Well, I do have a guest.
Hundreds.
I do have a guest.
12.
I do have a
12.
guest planned for the future. I'm hoping that perhaps our staff here will arrange for us to do
What we did last summer.
our summer program again, our on the road series, and
That was a lot of
and
fun.
out in
It
things.
was
and
fun. Yeah.
I'm hoping the new director of Big will be in favor of that exercise. But somewhere along the line, I have a person because John Dempsey, who is a former principal of the Devotion School and one of the leaders of recycling in Brookline and one of the leaders of bicycling in Brookline, is entering the Rotary's annual Dancing with the Brookline Stars contest,
Yeah.
to raise money for the Brookline-Kesilwaukee Sister City program.
Very nice.
And so I'm hoping to have John on the show at some future point.
On a bigger subject, quickly, would you like to say, are you in favor of the 2024 Olympics in Boston?
I am not. I am not in favor of it. But it's all selfish.
Why?
Because I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal with the people. I don't want to deal with the traffic. I don't want to deal with the hubbub.
To tie things together, that's another thing that apparently town meeting came up and voted against them.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm asking her.
So what happened?
They voted against the 2024
Who's
Olympics.
they?
Town meeting.
Town meeting?
Brookline town meeting.
Okay.
I
How do
wish
they have
The
any
same
say
people
in it?
who voted against bottled water.
Okay.
They don't have any say in it, but
So
they.
what was the point of voting on
well,
that?
they've voted on national issues and things. So, well,
Just to see where they all
they're,
stand?
they're in a budding community. They probably Brookline's official opposition to it is probably another nail in its coffin when it comes
Gotcha.
to the
So it
International
makes it
Olympic
official
Committee.
against it.
You know.
It's an in writing.
So what was the other town they brought in? Like Brockton.
Brockton.
They've offered some venues to Brockton, hunting desperately for support for their Olympics, which they're not going to
Just
find.
not worth all the hassle that would go into it.
Well, the thing is, I'm not a big supporter of the Olympics anyway. I mean, I was a big supporter of the Olympics when it was amateur athletics. And now that it's just big
Professionalized,
money, I don't care about the Olympics.
I don't.
You know?
How do you find that line, though?
Okay, well, how are we for time? Are we all
How are
right
we for
somewhere?
time?
We're,
Well,
right,
it's
at, we're
just-
right at our line.
It's
playtime.
It's just about.
Okay.
It's playtime.
It's playtime.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now playtime. I'm trying to get a smile out of our camera person over there. We'll see what
There
very
you
good.
go.
Now I feel
You
better.
won.
It is now time for the BIG, Unrehearsed Thespian Society's
And I do mean unrehearsed.
yeah.
I
presentation
can't read my own writing.
of brand new. Yes, that's why Kiera typed it up for you.
Thank you.
I do
when
what
you
I
do
can.
this. Brand new production, and appropriately considering this is the day after Brookline High School graduation, that is the title of this opus, Graduation. I still remember when I got my degree.
You felt more complete.
But conscious of your next step.
Starting at the bottom in a new role.
Actually, I was far more knowledgeable than before.
You had innovative ideas.
And expected to be recognized earlier.
Yes, I looked forward to a fast start, higher up, of course.
And you were determined to achieve that.
But why you?
Because, friends, I was smarter.
And impatient.
Like a runner breaking from the blocks.
Yes, and my adrenaline was pumping so loud.
And the interviewer could hear it pumping.
And understand that you would succeed.
Absolutely instantly. I was a force to be reckoned with.
Onward and upward.
No riding the waves for you.
You were even in charge of any manipulation.
I was bringing something so new.
He'd be overcome.
With the overpowering scent of success.
I was unleashing my passion.
You couldn't miss.
Talent, skills already honed for conquest.
Very true. My value was unmistakable to
My
everyone.
God, I would have hired you on the spot.
But he didn't.
Incredible.
Were you crestfallen?
No, I thanked him. It was his company's loss.
He stopped you.
Correct. And he offered me a contract as a consultant.
On the spot, remarkable.
Of course, that describes me perfectly.
So you're on your way.
Who could have predicted such swiftness?
I alone.
The unknown genius.
A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
They wanted to give me an office right then and there.
Unflawed. Totally comfortable.
He was eliminating obstacles to your climb.
Yes, and I matched his breathless confidence.
You were ready.
I handed him an outline for an entire new program.
Enthusiastically accepted.
Venturing ahead.
From a novice to a leader.
You know, advanced planning is natural to me.
You've been flying quite high.
And like an algorithm, naturally.
No, actually, I was much better at chemistry and physics.
This is all so exciting.
Did you celebrate?
I celebrated the night before.
Of course.
With a crystal ball.
I am good at foretelling the future.
Maybe I should take him to the horse track with me.
Amazing.
That's how my test scores have always been.
You had tutoring?
No, I was just naturally brilliant.
But you're a little ordinary.
Yes, even I would say that.
She means cool. You're cool.
Probably.
So what's next?
I've been doing some painting.
Figures or still lifes?
No, 2 ceilings.
I see.
But I'm working on a novel.
How do you find time for all your activities?
Oh, well, I guess I enjoy keeping a lot of balls in the air.
Juggling. Okay.
I'm reading 3 books.
Not simultaneously, I hope.
Well, I can't explain, but that's very easy for me.
Your parents must be very bright.
My father was a night watchman.
Then it's your mother.
She was a housewife. She loved her Kenmore.
That child mother was here, he got the death penalty.
The jury found him guilty.
Well, the appeals process will be very lengthy.
Lots of legal work.
NFL Commissioner Goodell believes Tom is guilty.
Don't worry, I'm appealing that punishment.
Goodell will preside over the hearing.
Tom's union has called for arbitration.
But the commissioner, of course, is ignoring that.
What does your crystal ball tell you now?
Suspension reduced to 2 games. The rest of it stays.
That's it?
No, the Players Association will take Goodell to court.
Sounds drawn out to me.
Well, what the heck? We got till September.
Sure, a lot can happen.
Agreed. Too bad we like Tom here in New England.
He's still the best.
His teammates certainly think so.
I don't like the commissioner's arrogance.
And the attitude of the journalists.
Well, you can't control everything.
What's it all mean?
You have only one life to live.
And everybody can't be like me.
Do you know your future?
Parts of it.
Yeah, you told us about your first job.
We haven't heard what's ahead for you.
I'm working on it.
What's that mean?
He's a consultant.
So far, but maybe they won't like his future recommendations.
I'm working on it.
Yes, but we're curious.
You could be terminated.
Worry not. I have other irons in the fire.
He could go back for an MBA.
Harvard, MIT, BU,
To name
BC.
just a few.
If things don't go his way,
A door shuts and a window opens.
Just accept the consequences and be prepared to move on.
finding the perfect fit isn't easy. It might take a while.
I've plenty of time.
Each situation is a learning experience.
And he makes things happen.
Yes, and I can get along with people.
Brain power is important.
So are people skills.
I'm quite unorthodox, you know, a little different.
The university has helped plenty.
He's moving in the right direction.
I can draw on a store of wonderful advice.
It's a big adventure.
He'll be just fine. You'll see.
And with friends like you folks, I can't miss.
You're much more than a big ego.
We're betting on you.
Well, see you later. I got work to do.
Back out.
Graduation.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Michael, thank
Graduation
you for...
subtitle, Colossal Arrogance.
Did I type that out? I think I meant to.
That's good.
I think it's on the back
There
here.
it is. Colossal arrogance.
Governor, Maine's Republican Governor LePage, if he was here, he would agree with everything we said tonight about you.
No,
All the
he
opportunity.
would take it for himself.
Oh, of course. Well,
Take it for himself.
he insults
A perfect
everybody.
description.
He's vulgar and he's pugnacious.
Pugnacious.
Yes,
Define pugnacious.
He has his fist in everybody's face.
Okay.
Looking for a fight.
Okay.
Pug, pugilism.
So what's he wants to do?
Pug, an old name for
he
a
wants to
fighter.
eliminate
Gotcha.
Maine's income tax.
He does, huh?
He does?
And he says he's vowing to veto any and every Democratic bill until the legislature approves this.
That's going to be helpful.
Yeah, I knew you'd like
This
that.
is-
Kansas, Maine is broke.
This is the same strategy.
Yeah.
Starve the government in order to kill it. These people are anarchists.
You mean these people by you mean Republicans?
Well,
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
we just
these Republicans.
These
Well,
Republicans.
These
Okay.
Republicans are anarchists.
Wait, we
Let's
could-
put the proper title on
Well,
it.
you could say savage, too. You could say savage.
Savages.
Oh, yeah, but that's
that
not,
implies
not
more
usually
physical.
a political term.
Oh, okay. But then
It's a
I
new
read
one.
Then I read a big
you
article
know how they used
that
to
he would
portray-
like. Wait,
You know how they used to portray anarchists back in like the 20s in political cartoons? They were always some sort of swarthy-looking Italian or Albanian with a big mustache with a lit fuse bomblet in their hand. That was
Always,
the
always.
stereotype for an anarchist back in the
That's
old days.
crazy.
well, we got Wealth Matters. That was a big article in the New York Times.
Wealth matters.
Frugal. A lot of wealthy people with several million are very frugal when they don't have to be. Now, what do you think of that?
Well, I think it's good for anybody to be frugal.
We have so much wasted money and stuff. It's ridiculous how much stuff we have that we don't need and that doesn't matter. So
People driving around in $300,000 and $400,000 automobiles.
Like
I mean, I rest my case.
like that guy Spikes who got.
Like Brandon Spikes.
Yeah.
who's Brandon Spikes?
Brandon Spikes, until yesterday, was a linebacker with the
Pretty good one.
our unfortunate New England Patriots,
Okay.
who I hope never win another game, just for the record.
Noted.
And the funny thing is, he played here for years, and last year he played in Buffalo, and then they got him to come back this year. Like 3 weeks ago, they signed him to play this year
He said it was 4 years of slavery or something like.
here. Yes, he
Oh,
had.
goodness.
And so yesterday, his $300,000 automobile was found abandoned in the middle of 495 or something.
And 4 people are in the
And
hospital.
and it appears that he apparently reported to OnStar that he had hit a deer. Of course, there was no dead deer in the area, and there was a damaged other vehicle with a family in it.
And with a dead contract.
In any case, the Patriots wasted no time at all. They cut him today.
They
Now,
wasted no time.
now the problem is, the only people who are going to suffer from this are the Patriots,
That's of course.
because they probably had
Pick
a
'em
big
up.
signing bonus, which they can't get back, and he's just simply going to sign with another team. Probably the Dallas Cowboys, who seem to sign every
Everyone.
degenerate criminal that they can get their hands on.
Well, Texas,
Sounds very
Texas is a
Texan.
colorful place to live.
Isn't
anyway,
it,
Texas.
though?
Yeah, so it does. Actually, you're right. It does fit with Texas,
It
doesn't
does.
it? Yeah.
It's right up their
We
alley.
can never have too many degenerate criminals in this state. Let's pay them to come
Are
here.
they leaving the casinos alone for a while, or are we going to go on?
What do you mean leaving them
Well,
alone?
Wynn is still having a legal case with the city of Boston. The mayor is
the mayor's trying to have a legal case with
they have
Wynn.
They do have
Wynn isn't.
and they're suing that commission too, or something, that they had no right to give it to
The
Wynn.
mayor is suing the gaming commission.
They
And,
get some drama.
Can they break ground with all this stuff going on?
I don't know.
I can't imagine that
But
they can.
that slots parlor down in the southeast or something is now running ads, Massachusetts' first and only casino. Come on down. Is it fair to call your place a casino when all you have is slot machines?
No.
Well,
Thank you.
No.
They got
like
It's
a
just
clear
rude.
answer.
Yeah, it's just
But
rude.
they got Raynham nearby, haven't they, or something down there? Something?
I don't know if they're still running. Were they? They were dogs, right?
Or dogs, yeah.
This is Plainville.
Well, they'll bring back. But Plainville
Plainville.
had the those other horse things there, didn't they?
Other horse
Trotters.
things?
Is that what you
Trotters.
mean?
I thought, yeah.
What's other
Well,
horse
they had that
things?
little
Horses with the little buggies behind them
Okay.
instead of
the
somebody
guy
on
was
their
sitting
back.
there and
Gotcha.
Yeah, tipping his cap to the
Yeah.
audience as he goes by.
whipping the horse. Okay.
Sulkies, they're called.
So what's happening with? Are we ever going to see casinos in this state? That's what I want to
well, Plainville, right?
know. All right.
Massachusetts' only casino. Now, the other thing is they just had an election down in, what was it, Taunton, Brockton, someplace down near
Yeah.
Bedford, where they just approved a casino down
Brockton.
there, which seems to me to be an exercise in futility, because if there's a casino in southeastern Mass, it will belong to the Wampanoags, not to some
Well, maybe
group.
they'll own a hunk of it. That's how they do it, get around these things. Why shouldn't the Indians have a piece of one of these casinos anyways?
They should.
I agree.
They should.
Agreed.
And
I believe they are called Native Americans.
Redskins.
They're-
No, we don't call them Redskins
But the Washington
anymore.
That's
football
only- that's
coach, he
only
says,
a-
I'm keeping that
old
name.
man.
that's only in Washington.
All right, okay.
Yeah, the only place we have Redskins anymore is in Washington. I told you
just
about
a
Wait a
matter
minute,
time.
wait a minute. President Bush, H.W., when he saw
Yeah.
he saw Jeb's little kids, he says, nice brown-skinned little girl.
Yeah. My little.
did not.
My,
He did
my
say
little-
that.
Yeah, he did. When he was running, he said, including our little brown one.
All
'cause I think that
How do I know not? How do I not know all this?
Well, you're learning on this show.
I am. That's why I'm
my
here.
sister had a wonderful solution to the Washington Redskins problem. You know their logo? It's like this crimson circle with the Indian head or the Native American head in it, and etc. She has the same thing, but inside the circle is a picture of a red-skinned potato. Yeah, Washington Redskins, no more problem.
That's funny. That's
How much
cute.
time we got?
We
I
don't
think
change the
we gotta
names,
sing our
we just
song.
change the symbolism.
I think that's great.
I don't think we're there yet, are we?
Wrap.
All right.
Oh, we are.
Yep.
Okay, he says go.
Here we go. Let's do this thing.
Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. We'll see you in our dreams. Good night, Irene. Good night, everybody, from the Fun Show here at BIG, which stands for Brookline Interactive Group. A public asset. You too, with a little motivation, could be sitting here doing your own show. If you would only contact BIG, get the training, get the effort, come into media, and put us off the air.
Don't do that.
In the meantime, we'll be back next week, same time, same station.
I'll be glad to be a consultant to help people.
No.
A consultant.
This is
yes.
the only place I'm going to get my news.